Welcome to 7-5 Notes, where we're using percent equations. A percent equation is a different but equivalent form of the percent proportion in which the percent is written as a decimal. The equation is going to look like this. Part equals percent times whole, where percent is in decimal form. Now, that sounds very confusing, but if we go back to yesterday, we said part is to whole as the percent is to 100. Now, when you take the percent and divide by 100, you end up getting a decimal answer. So let's just look at what this looks like. So change this to decimal. Let's say we have a decimal answer here. Well, the decimal is going to be understood over 1. So when we cross multiply, whole times what? Oh, times the decimal form of the percent equals part times 1. So part is times 1. So part equals the decimal form of percent times whole. We also said yesterday you could think of it as is over of. So when you cross multiply, decimal is getting multiplied times of. So when you hear of, you know that means we're going to multiply when we're talking about percent equations. All right, so moving on to example 1, it says find 38% of 22. So our equation says part equals the percent times whole. I'm going to use P for part. I'm going to use, let's use, since percent looks so much like an X, we'll let X be our percent, and we'll use W for whole. But I know percent, so that's not going to be my variable. 38%, but I'm going to use the decimal form of percent when I'm doing an equation. So part, find what part of 22, of is my signal to multiply. So 38% of 22 is going to give us 8.36. So in this problem, we are looking for part. We were looking for part. Well, I was trying to change colors. We're looking for part. Let's read the next equation. 19 is what percent of 25? So what are we going to be looking for here? We're going to be looking for percent. Okay, that's easy. I know that I can make, let's go back to green, for part equals the percent of the whole, percent times whole. So 19 is a part of 25. So 19 is part, 25 is the whole, and I'm looking for percent. So I'm going to let X represent, because that just makes a nice little, we're looking for percent. So we'll divide both sides by 25, and X is 0.76. That's the decimal form, so when it's asking you for percent, you'll say 76%, because to get 2%, we multiply times 100 and move our decimal to the right, Okay. Number 3, 84 is 16% of what number? Let me go back to purple. 84 is 16% of what number? So here we're looking for the whole. Of what number? So I didn't mean to scroll. I meant to just change my pen. Part equals percent times whole. Whole is what I'm looking for, so I'll make that W. My percent is 16, so move that decimal to the left, We got 0.16. And 84 is what percent of the whole. And again, that of signals that that's where you're multiplying. Divide by 0.16. and W equals 525. So that's the whole. All right, Shan wants to buy a cell phone that cost $180. If a 7% sales tax is added, what is his total cost? Oh, okay. So the whole cell phone cost $180. Our percent that we're dealing with here is 7%. Moving that decimal to the left, makes it 0.07, dividing by 100 to get it in decimal form. So I need to figure out how much tax is going to be. So tax is how much? Tax is going to be my part. So part equals percent times whole. And in this situation, tax, I know it asked me for total cost, but first I have to take the cost plus tax to get total cost. So first I need to figure out tax, and that's this part. So I'll call that P, and I'll put in 0.07 for my percent, and the whole cost was 180. When you do that math, P turns out to be 12.6. What does that mean? That was my tax, $12.60. So to get the total cost, I'll say 180 plus 12.60 cents. And that's a total cost of $192.60. So when you're shopping, don't forget you'll have to add tax to whatever you're buying. All right, example 5 says that Mr. Wilkins purchased a DVD player for $97.19, including tax. The DVD player had a sticker price of $89.99. About what percent sales tax did he pay? Okay, I've said over and over again that I myself often have to read word problems more than once. So let's let this soak in. If he has a DVD player and he paid total of $97.19, but it really only cost $89.99, I don't know what percent sales tax was, but I know that if he paid $97.19 and on the shelf it said $89.99, when you subtract those, it's a difference of 7.20. So that's how much tax cost. I don't know what the percent is. So the part that is tax is 720. So part equals percent times whole, and I don't take the percent of the 97.19. I've got to figure out the percent here of the $89.99. That was the whole cost, and the part was $7.20. So 720 is the part that we had to add to the $89.99. So now let's see if we can find out what the percent is. So when you divide by $89.99, X turns out to be approximately, maybe I should put squiggly lines, 0.08. So again, what is the percent? To take decimal and convert it to percent, you're going to multiply times 100, which times 100 would give us about 8% was the sales tax. Okay, we will keep working some more of these in class, but I hope that at least now you've seen 2 example problems, so when we tackle them tomorrow, you'll be prepared. All right, thanks and have a great day.